This is a quick video to show you how to do the QA/QC protocol with your step wedge and your sensor. It needs to be done every 3 months. QA/QC stands for quality control, quality assurance. You can find this in your radiation book. In there you should have a protocol sheet that shows exactly how to do it, and that's what I'm going to explain today. If you don't have that, you can find that at midwestdental.com. You scroll to the bottom of the page and there's a link that says helpful links, and you can find those sheets that you can print off the PDFs. It also has a sheet on there where you can show you how to do the step wedge, what I'm about to go over here today as well. So what you'll need is a step wedge. It looks like this. You will need your sensor, of course, and you will need your Xray, whether it's your wall mount or your handheld. And the way this is done is you take your step wedge, you take your sensor, which of course will be hooked up. You place your sensor down on a hard surface. You place your step wedge here on top of the sensor with the ramp and the wedges facing up like this. And then once you have this in place, you want to go ahead and take your sensor and you want to hold it right directly above it and take your image. You then record that in the operatory, the date, the KVP, and you then go and get your next sensor if you have 2 or 3 sensors and do the same thing. What you're actually testing is your sensors to make sure that when you get your image, there's 3 varying levels of intensity or gray in that. And if you have that, you're doing great. The last part of that is you also want to, if you have a pano machine, you want to test that as well. And here on your pano, you would place your step wedge here. Sometimes this can be difficult. You again would want the taller pano step wedge. It'll sit up about this high. You might have to adjust it, usually turning it a few degrees like this one, you will get an image. I would just try testing it in a few different areas. Sometimes you have to tape it to hold it in place or use a rubber band. But once you get those 3 varying levels of intensity, record that. And the best way to do that is to have in your practice management software where you keep your images, is to have a place where you keep your images and have them done every 3 months. If they're not done every 3 months and you have an inspection, it will result in a warning. If you get more than 1 warning for not doing a QA/QC protocol test, that will end up in a fine.